Welcome to Cooking with Chrissy, and we have entered the fall. It is gorgeous outside today, but it's a little crisp in the air, so what does that mean? We're all going to want to bake more. So today we're going to make homemade pumpkin bread, and it's going to be delicious and gluten-free. So let's start this off. We are going to start by preheating our oven to 350 degrees, so start doing that. And you can melt 1/3 cup of butter in a container. So I've got melted butter here, so you can get a start on that. So what we're going to do is we're going to mix all the wet ingredients in here with a hand mixer first. So let's get our eggs, 2 eggs. That's what we're going to need. Pumpkin bread is a fall favorite. And if you don't like pumpkin bread, then you might like banana bread. Not everyone is a pumpkin fan, but I love pumpkin. So we're going to do 2 eggs. We are going to do 1/3 cup of melted butter. Pour that right in. I already pre-melted it, so it was ready for us. We are going to take some canned pumpkin. If you have homemade pumpkin, you could use that too, but I do not have homemade pumpkin. Just making sure that the video is recording. Don't want to make the whole recipe and then it not record. So let's get our eggs out of here. So we're going to do 1 cup of pumpkin puree. Let's get our cup. I love pumpkin puree. A whole can will probably get you 2 loaves of this. All right, about a can of pumpkin puree. Let's put that in with our wet ingredients. All right, put the rest over here. We can save that for later. We are going to do 1/3 of a cup of coconut milk. I don't usually use these for liquids, but right now we're going to do that. So 1/3 of a cup of coconut milk. You could substitute that for any other kind of milk that you like to use. And then we are going to mix all this, because this is our wet ingredients, and then we're going to incorporate our dry ingredients. So give that a good mix up. This recipe is super easy. You should have what looks like pumpkin pudding consistency now. So all your wet ingredients are in there. Let's add all of our dry ingredients now. So we're going to do 3/4 of a cup of coconut palm sugar. This is the brand that I use, and I will post a link below in the description for you. But coconut sugar is really good. You could use maple syrup. I've been using maple syrup in a lot of things, so I'm going to mix it up and use this coconut sugar. And it smells really good. It kind of gives it a little bit of a coconutty flavor. So yummy. Okay, so 3/4 of a cup. So let's do 1/2 and 1/4. Okay. That's 1/2. This is 1/4. Okay. Coconut sugar is in. We are going to do 1 1/4 cup of cassava flour. Now, I like to use the Kroger Simple Truth one. This cassava flour is my favorite. You can find cassava flour in other brands, though. Otto's makes a good one. So we're going to do 1 1/4 cups. And we're going to use these guys. Since I'm almost out of this one, I'm going to pour it in. This is a gluten-free flour made out of tapioca. Not tapioca. Ignore me. That's rice. Yucca. The yucca plant is where cassava flour comes from. And I have a new bag over here, so it's easier to dig into. Sometimes I like to put these in like a Tupperware so it's easier to scoop out. So we're gonna need 2 of these. 1, 2, because this is a half a cup, so we need a cup and a quarter. And 2, and then 1/4 cup. And I will combine these 2 flours in a little while. Next, it calls for 1/4 of a teaspoon of baking soda. I keep my baking soda in this little glass jar just to keep it fresh. Then we need, oh, that was baking powder. We actually needed baking soda 1 teaspoon. So we actually need to do that 3 more times. 1, 2, 3. Okay. And then we need baking powder. We need 1/4. So 1/4 teaspoon of this baking powder. And I dropped it before, so it's like all over the edges. Okay. Clean this up. And we do 1/4 of a teaspoon baking powder. Okay. Then we need 3/4 of a teaspoon of salt. I use pink Himalayan salt. That's going to balance out the sugar. Then we need 1/2 teaspoon of cinnamon, and I like to use Ceylon Cinnamon. This brand is my favorite. I will post a link below for you. So we need 1/2 teaspoon of cinnamon. Then we need 1/2 teaspoon of cloves, ground cloves. Smells so good. I love cloves. Okay, 1/2 teaspoon of cloves. And that is it. We are going to mix this up and get it a nice, good pumpkin bread dough consistency. All right, we have what looks like a delicious pumpkin pie consistency. And I have parchment papered a loaf pan here. The oven is already preheated to 350 degrees. I'm going to now pour this batter into this loaf pan. We are going to bake it for 1 hour. It's gonna be delicious. And we'll see and smell it after it's done. And the whole house is gonna smell amazing while it's cooking. Let me smell it now. It smells like fall. It smells so good. All right, so let's get this into this loaf pan. Oh, it smells so good. But I love pumpkin, so. You gotta love pumpkin. Put it on the sides. Get it all down in the nooks and crannies of the pan on the sides. And then she will be ready to bake up. Okay. I think this is good. Let's get all the batter in there. Don't want to leave any behind. All right, we got an awesome bread loaf. We're gonna bake this for 1 hour, 350 degrees. Stay tuned. Let's see what it looks like when it's done baking.